Hello, I'm Matt Hernandez, and I'm a senior social work major.
My name is Bailey Christ. I am a senior social work major.
I'm Rachel Miller, senior, also social work major. Our research topic today and has to do with COVID-19 and specifically in the Harvey County Health Department. And we are looking at kind of recommendations for following the public health precautions in ways that we can make it better in the future.
So, starting off, some concerns that we have. We are genuinely concerned about the health of the students and faculty and staff members in the school systems within the Harvey County School District. It is a part of our concern to make sure that the students get the best education that they can in the midst of this pandemic, and that the faculty and staff are well prepared to adjust and make plans accordingly. Moving on, changes to be made. Different things like mandatory mask coverings by staff within schools, mandatory vaccinations from all faculty and staff, and basically just to continue practicing protocols such as social distancing, hand washing, and face coverings.
So we're going to move on to kind of things that were in the Harvey County Health District schools in the first semester concerning COVID, and then in second semester how it changed. So I had the privilege of working at Cooper Early Education Center as my internship in the fall. And for the first semester, masks were strongly encouraged because I worked at a preschool. Some of the kids had masks, others did not, but most and all faculty and staff had to wear masks, and I did as well. Masks were required using transportation, so there were a couple of bus kind of systems, as well as different vehicles that took the kids to and from school, and they were required to have masks as well. And then, of course, we had temperatures taken every morning for the kids as they first got there. So students that had a temp of 100.4 or greater were sent home. In the second semester, things have changed. So now they no longer notify families who have been in contact with someone who has COVID or who had COVID symptoms. And then masks are not encouraged as highly as before. A lot of the students don't wear them anymore. Some faculty and staff do wear them, but it's kind of your opinion on whether you want to or not. It's not required. So those are some changes between the first semester and the second semester in the Harvey County School District.
And I also had the luxury of being at one of the schools here in Harvey County this year. I've been spending first semester and second semester at Santa Fe Fifth and Sixth Grade Center. And one of the programs that they had implemented in the first semester was they called it Test to Stay. And that took place when a student or kid in the classroom did test positive for COVID. And then like after during that quarantine period, they would select a group of kids from that class every day to get tested for COVID. And if you were tested, you were kind of in this period where when you went back to class, you had to wear a mask for the rest of the day, and you were kind of isolated, but you're still part of the class, but you kind of sat either in the back or somewhere in the front, and you weren't necessarily around students until that test came back. And that went on. They had a group of kids that they would test every day throughout the whole entire first semester, and it saw really good results, and it was able to keep the kids in school and able to still learn effectively. And I think that was the main reason that they had that program. And some of the consequences from not being able to be at school because of COVID was obviously missing school, and just the kids missed a ton of school whenever the pandemic first started. And I've been in countless meetings this year where teachers have talked about that gap to when they were fourth graders about to transition in fifth grade, and how crucial that has been in their learning development, and just how they've missed out on a lot of social skills. And they can tell just like the easy things, like everyday things like writing and reading, and how that has been really difficult. And they've seen a trend in how much harder that is, and more how much teachers have to work and instill those things right there. And another thing was just now that they're back in school, just kids tend to fall behind a lot easier, because when they were at home online, if they didn't understand things, they could just have their parents kind of help them. And a lot of parents seem to get frustrated and will just end up doing the work for them, and kids weren't actually learning. Another consequence of being out of school and due to COVID is just that peer interaction, that lack of social skills, and lack of building relationships with your classmates, and just learning how to talk and be around other peers.
Yeah, So that concludes our presentation. So thank you for taking the time to listen to us today.